Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell and welcome to the 12 Games of Christmas, sponsored by Days of Wonder, Repos Production, and Limbalude. Check out their games. They are fantastic, terrific games from these publishers. 12 Games of Christmas. We have 10 lists that we put up each year, and these are games that we think are worthwhile presents for you to buy for other people or yourselves. We try to pick a mixture of brand new games or games that we think are just available to get right now. We tried our best to pick games that are out there for you. So here we go with 12 games. Today we're talking about cooperative games. These are games, you ever have that party and no one gets along? These are games where you work together to get what you want. That's sometimes the best thing to do, and we made a list dedicated to it. So we got 12 great cooperative games for you. Let's get started.
The first cooperative game is a Carnivore Did It. This is a deduction game where players work together to try to solve the case. And there are several thousand cases in this box, and yet it's just a few decks of cards. There are 3 suspects on the table, each of them with another card next to him making a statement. Someone over 107 centimeters did the crime. I didn't do the crime. And the other one says, this person did do the crime. Now, of those statements, each case states how many of them are lies. And you have to try to figure out, okay, knowing the information that we do, which person's lying and which person actually did it. Now, if that sounds simple, then you can play through any of the thousands of cases that ramp up that difficulty. So you can have up to 7 suspects on the table, multiple actual guilty parties that you have to isolate all of them, more difficult logical statements and cases that they're making. This game is incredibly impressive, and players can work together to try to solve these cases. It's one that you can use to help people learn deductive skills as well. It's a neat game, great production. That's a Carnivore Did It.
Next on the list is Bomb Busters. This is a deduction cooperative game, so players are working together to disarm a bomb without it exploding, and you're doing that by trying to figure out what numbers of wires everybody has and matching them up. What I really love about this is that there are so many scenarios so that every game doesn't feel the same, but instead there's a ton of variety. So if that sounds interesting to you, that one could be worth checking out.
Up next, we have Core of Discovery, a very interesting cooperative game where you are using deduction. And you're going to be playing in these different scenarios where you're going to be trying to accomplish different tasks. But the general idea of the game is the same in that you're going to have a grid of spaces in front of the players, and you're going to be having to guess what terrain, what type of terrain you're going to be moving to based on some simple logical rules. But within those simple logical rules can lead to really, really compelling decisions. The games tend to come right down to the wire, and it has a really cool theme. It's based off of a graphic novel. And so Core of Discovery is a really interesting deduction cooperative game.
Next up is the latest in the United series of games. This is DC Heroes United, Batman Hush, based on that popular graphic novel. And it's going to give you Batman, you're going to get an ensorcelled Superman, you are going to get Robin, Huntress, a bunch of characters in this box that you can become. You are going to take on very popular villains like Hush, like a version of the Joker. A really interesting, cohesive box that feels very insular. It works together very well. You really don't need anything else. And it's going to give you a lot of replayability and a lot of variability. You can give the characters equipment, you can turn things on their head, and the villains are just really engaging and interesting, outside the box stuff. So if you love DC Comics, this is going to be a slam dunk. DC Heroes United, Batman Hush.
The next co-op game we're going to talk about is Freedom 5. Freedom 5 I really like because even if people don't like Marvel, this is Sentinels of the Multiverse, which kind of has a nostalgia of its own. But the whole thing is this game takes a lot of the things I love from different games, like whether it's Marvel Champions or Pandemic, and that's the kind of feeling you get on this. And it also plays huge. And each of these characters or heroes are like so asymmetric, right? Like Bunker is all about kind of building his suit. Tachyon is all about running around, saving, very quick, kind of like the Flash. But this right here, it feels really good. Freedom 5 to me, there's 2 versions of it. There's retail and the miniatures, and they both play the exact same, which is what I love. So for a co-op game, this is incredible, especially if you're getting a little bit of Marvel fatigue, but you still like that superhero feel and everything. definitely check out Freedom 5.
Our next suggestion for co-op game is going to be Elder Scrolls. Now this is perfect for fans of the video game, as they're really going to appreciate all the different character classes and character builds and things you can do, the whole world you get to explore here, or fans of Too Many Bones, as the system and the gameplay is actually based on Too Many Bones. But if you know someone that has no connection to either of those, this is still a great co-op experience with some asymmetry in the character builds that you're going to make, and also just this open world exploration as you're going through and leveling up your character and really feeling like you're getting to know their personalities. So check out for them, Elder Scrolls.
This one's going to take you a whole month to play. This is the Exit Advent Calendar, and there's a variety of them. So just pick really the one you want. It does not matter which one you play. You are going to be given a puzzle every day of the month for December. And once you figure out that puzzle, which will be, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at the most, then it'll point you to a different door for the next day. Put it away, and you can come back tomorrow and do the next one. And these are great. It's a fun little moment to come together as a family, with friends, whatever, and enjoy some puzzliness. Yeah, they're usually very clever. They'll do interesting things with the box that they offer you. By the end, you'll have destroyed this whole thing, but you're going to have some great memories to go along with your December, and you can come back again next year and get another one, right? So this is a good one. You're going to have to give it early because they're going to have to start at the beginning of the month. But it's a really interesting, different idea as a co-op game to give as a gift.
Okay, so the next co-op game is the new Horrified Dungeons & Dragons. The new Horrified Dungeons & Dragons. Now, Horrified kind of has some ebbs and flows, right? The first one was, of course, the best. And they kind of went up and down. But this one, I think, is back to being really unique, because this is based in the entire Dungeons & Dragons world. So if you play D&D, or even if you don't, you're going to see a lot of those things you recognize, like Waterdeep and all this. And it also brings those iconic characters forward for you to fight. Things like the Displacer Beast, Red Dragon, Mimics, all of that. And it adds a little bit of variability with those die rolls, where ones can be pretty bad and 20 every time it gets you a perk card, which feels really good. And this map, the map is different in the fact there are portals for you to kind of get quicker. You can get from one side of the map to another side of the map quicker. And also, this Horrified is in their new system where everything can be mixed and matched. So you can kind of bring other monsters in to this system and vice versa. So Horrified, the system I love, but this is getting them back on track with a theme that I love. So this is Horrified Dungeons & Dragons.
Our next game from Mooncrab Games is Leviathan Wilds. Leviathan Wilds is an absolutely fantastic game in which you are going out and fighting giant titans. Well, you're not quite fighting them. They've kind of gone berserk with some crystals, infecting them, and you're going there to kind of purify them. But in this game, where each page of a book is a board in which you and other characters will take a class and a character and mix them together for a little bit of deck building, and then you're going to work together to jump around, to climb up onto this monster, to find the points where these gems are, and work together to take this thing down. Meanwhile, each Leviathan has a very distinct style on how it fights back. If you like games where it's a bunch of small people against something large, this will appeal to you. But it's not so much necessarily a fighting game, but a tactical game, as you're trying to maneuver around, being careful not to fall too far on these giant Leviathans, and with gorgeous artwork, a lot of fun putting it together. This is one where when you're done and you have conquered the beast, literally and figuratively, you're going to have a lot of fun together.
Next up is a cooperative trick-taking game, the Fellowship of the Ring, the Lord of the Rings trick-taking game. Now this is one, there's also going to be 3 of them. The Two Towers trick-taking game, I think, will only be available in certain markets like PAX Unplugged, but you can find the first box, and good news if the game group that you're buying this for ends up liking it, you have 3 years worth of gifts ahead of you, in this nice, sleek, great production trick-taking game. Play card out, everyone else has to follow the same suit, the highest number of the led suit wins the trick, and you're trying to accomplish different goals based on characters that you are taking the roles of from different chapters of the Lord of the Rings story. It has a nice amount of theme, it has a great look to it, and it's one that you can play with people who are familiar with trick-taking and they'll like the challenge, or who maybe haven't played a lot before, and there's a nice onboarding process where they'll be able to learn those skills. So, the Fellowship of the Ring, the trick-taking game.
Take Time is an absolutely gorgeous production. Out of the box, this is going to feel like a very deluxe card game with some nice gold foiling accents and just really a lot of attention to the aesthetics of this card game. If you have a friend or a family member who enjoys the crew or the mind even, they're definitely going to appreciate the card play here as well, as you're going to have some limited communication where you can't explain what's in your hand, but together you're trying to complete different goals and lay out these cards. So it's going to feel like a really deluxe experience with a quick rule set that's going to get it to the table quickly as well. So if you know somebody who is a fan of those co-op games with the limited communication, with a tricky kind of puzzly goal that you're trying to complete together, check out Take Time for them.
Our final game today from Stonemaier Games is Vantage. In Vantage, the game is based on you and your friends landing on a planet. You don't know where you are, but you can see. You can see things from your vantage, but you've been split up. So throughout this, you are exploring a vast planet as you go around and encounter different sentient beings on this planet and have activities with them. There's a goal to this game. That goal is going to be different per game. Maybe you need to get a certain amount of money. Maybe you need to go accomplish an epic tale. But you are also trying to build yourself up as a character and just go around and have adventures. This is a game of almost leisure as you go around and take tests and find things that happen. There's a little tiny bits of combat, but there's all kinds of other things. You might start your own little shop. You might gamble with some creatures you find. You might enter into high trees in a spot or find a puzzle that needs to be solved. There is so much content in this game. I haven't even seen but a smidgen of it, and that means you can play it over and over and over again. If you like a game where you go out adventure style and just see what you can find, Vantage is a fantastic game with beautiful artwork and always something different to find around every corner. And that's it, folks. Those are 12 great cooperative games that we think you should check out. Like I said, we tried to make it so that you can find these games on the internet. Hopefully you can, and we've hopefully given you enough time to buy them before Christmas comes around the corner. Once again, we want to do a shout out to our sponsors. Thank you to Days of Wonder. Thank you to Libelude, and thank you to Repros Productions. Wonderful games you've made have brought me joy across the year. And we hope that you all have a very merry, joyful Christmas. I'm Tom Vassar here in the Dice Tower. We'll see you next time. Hey folks, I'm Tom Vassal. Thanks for watching this video. Check out our channel. We have a lot of videos on our channel. We have live videos that go up each week, from live Q&As to videos where we take a look at the newest stuff on Kickstarter, crowd surfing, to top 10 lists and more. There's lots of stuff on this channel. We encourage you to explore it. You can find out more at our website, dicetower.com. I'm Tom Vassal. Thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower.